What up, B Squad? It is me, JB, and we are here today, you guys, with a brand new review for Abbott Elementary Season 3, Episode number 8, you guys. And this episode was titled Panel, you guys. So you guys know we have 14 episodes this season, so we're almost at the ending point, you guys. But before we do get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, these guys do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and then having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on your post notifications. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this episode of Abbott Elementary, shall we? All right, you guys, this episode, I laughed from beginning to end with this episode. It was hilarious. So the episode opens and we see the kids. So the kids are playing a basketball game against the teachers. The teachers were getting beat, right? And they had a referee. The referee was Tariq. I was like, where did Tariq come from? And turns out Tariq is the person who put this basketball game on. I was like, okay, very interesting. But like I said, the teachers were getting beat. At one point, it was this child bouncing the ball, little child, like probably kindergarten, right? Getting ready to throw the ball towards the hoop and, to try to make it. Ava, boom, hit the basketball and the kid fell down on the ground. And she said, stay down. I was like, Ava, this is a child. But okay, then you had Gregory. So Jacob had the ball in his hand, right? He was passing it to Ava. Ava ducked and Gregory got hit in the face. I was like, damn. Then Melissa was dribbling the ball. Boom, hit herself in the face. I was like, damn. Then at the end of it, oh my God, at the end of it, Barbara. So Barbara had the ball, right? Barbara dribbling the ball. And she's talking about, I'm carrying this team. And she threw it, made the basket. And me and Melissa, I was looking at her like, Barbara, that was the wrong end. And that's exactly what Melissa said, wrong end, Barbara. So after that, we see, as, they're talking to each other. So it was Barbara, Melissa, Jacob, and Gregory. So Gregory is getting ready to go to this panel, and Jacob is like, he's jealous that he's going to the panel instead of, him actually going to a CPR class. So it's going to be Gregory and Ava, and Ava's talking about that her arch nemesis, her sorority sister, as well as her rival, Crystal's going to be there. We'll get into Crystal in just a little bit, you guys. But let's go ahead and pause here and move forward. Now, you guys remember in last week's episode with Janine was still working on her librarian program, right? So in this episode, she will know if it's going to go through or not, right? And so she also has to go to the CPR training as well, because if she doesn't go to the CPR training, then she's not going to be able to teach at all, right? Now we get to the CPR class. So the captain that is over this CPR class, he spoke to Melissa, and Barbara was like, Melissa, I do believe that man wants to socialize with you. And Jacob was like, no, so basically what it is Jacob said the man has already been at their apartment. He spent the night, and Barbara was like, so you're dating him? And he was like, no, they're hooking up. I was like, oh, they're hooking up. And so there's a guy there. His name is Avi, and he's with the captain, right? Jacob and Avi know each other. We'll talk about that. So we get back over to the panel that Gregory and Ava went to, right? So Ava saw her sorority sister, Crystal, she's talking about she's sizing up the ops. Then she called a woman a bird ass, raggedy, trifling, and dusty. I was like, well, damn, Ava, tell us how you really feel about this lady, right? Speaking of which, Crystal is being played by Tatiana Ali, you guys. So when Crystal came over to talk to Ava, she's talking about, so you guys remember Gregory was educator of the year last year. Well, Crystal has someone who was Educator of the Year 2 years in a row, but before Gregory, and he came over. His name is Richard. He gave his full entire government name, and I was like, oh my God, sir, I don't think anybody really truly gives a damn what your full governmental name is, but he gave his name, right? And then he kind of scoffed at Gregory when they talked about him being Educator of the Year. Then we see Tariq is there. Tariq is the one that's over the panel. He's going to be the moderator. I was like, Tariq and moderator, oh wow. This is going to be a ish show, right? Now, we'll pause here and we'll move forward, you guys. Now, we see Janine. So Janine was in the CPR class, right, with Barbara, Melissa, and Jacob, right? Remember, Barbara just found out that Melissa has been hooking up with the captain. Then Melissa said, well, Jacob has been hooking up with Avi. Somehow it came out that Jacob was hooked up with Avi. And Janine was like, how did I not know that? And he was like, I text you. You said 10-4, dude. I was like, oh. So then what's his name from the board came again, get Janine, right? So, because remember, once again, Janine is about to find out if the board is going to go through with this librarian project. But unfortunately, there was a setback because the university that they want to use as part of this program, they're backing out. So Janine's like, well, how about we ask the district for money? And so we moved back over to the panel. I ain't never saw a panel like this in my life. So again, remember, Tariq is the moderator, right? Tariq is moderating this panel and he's asking questions. So the questions that he's asking, he's giving points to whoever answers them, gets an applause. I was like, who? So when did a panel become a competition? But okay. I was so confused by that. I was hella confused. So Ava ain't doing that well because Tariq asked the question of like, what is a leader? And Ava said, looking good and being on. I was like, well, leave it to Ava. I mean, that's what she thinks. And so Crystal says that it's a question of what I follow myself. I was like, that's even worse than what Ava said. And the people in the crowd just clapped. And I was like, basically like the same thing she just said. What I follow myself is essentially showing up and looking good. But I mean, I guess, hey, whatever. Moving back over to Barbara and Melissa and Jacob then, Barbara is in her feelings because she's like, so this is a relationship? And she was like, it's not a relationship. And she's like, so, what is it? Jacob said, it's just casual sex. And Melissa said, if I were to name it something, yes, I would say it's just casual sex. Then we move back over to Gregory and Ava. In this panel that is being scored, they're getting smoked. So Gregory tells Ava, zip it. She tells him to have a little bit more razzle and some dazzle. I was like, okay, very weird. Pausing here, moving forward, you guys. Now we move back over to the CPR class, right? So Melissa is telling Barbara that she didn't think that she would understand, right? And so this is the point where we found out that Jacob and Avi had locked lips with each other. Oh God, it was, like I said, you guys, this episode was funny as hell to me. Then old boy from the board came down to get Janine again, right? So they're going to go see the superintendent. Superintendent is being portrayed by Keegan Michael Key. Love him, right? I have been a fan of Keegan's since he was on Mad TV back in the day, right? Damn it, I always do that, age myself, but it is what it is. So they presented it to him. Remember, Janine is asking for money. So he took that binder, he liked the idea, but he said, threw it right in the trash. I was like, damn, and in her face at that. Okay, Janine. So it has to be approved by 8 p.m. that night, right? So Janine decided that she was going to see, she and the old boy from the board, they're talking, and she decided that she wanted to go and use a community college, right? Now, back over to the panel, Ava and Gregory, they still not doing it well with this panel, right? And Mr. Johnson was there. So Mr. Johnson got up and asked a question, and it was for Ava, but then Crystal chimed in, and Mr. Johnson was like, "Give them 2 points." I was like, "Well, damn, that was your ace up the sleeve, Ava," and it just kind of fizzled and burned. So after that, we moved once again back over to Melissa then, right? So Melissa apologized to Barbara, and then she apologized to Barbara, and Jacob, he said he didn't tell Melissa about old boy because he didn't think it was that serious. And old boy was like, "Oh, so that's why you didn't text me." He said, I told the captain, I just said that he was being coy. And the captain was like, "I told you he wasn't being coy." So Janine came back and she was ready to take the test, and he was like, "It's not what you think." So she took the dummy, put the dummy on the ground, did CPR on the dummy, then kicked the dummy, then slapped his hand, and then left out. I was like, "Oh, okay, Janine, I guess." So she went back to talk to the community college, right? And the guy immediately accepted. I was like, wow. But he accepted because nobody takes the community college seriously. And then we also moved back over to Gregory and Ava. Mr. Johnson at one point had a conversation with Gregory to tell Gregory, we kind of like one and the same. And he basically was telling him, like, tell these parents what you do at Abbott. And he was like, "That's not gonna get any hand claps." He was like, "It might not, but they'll at least listen." So we got back to the panel, and they finished the CPR course. And actually, before that, when they was in the CPR class, because they've been ready to leave, Melissa and Barbara decided they were gonna go out for a drink, right? And old boy came up to Melissa and like, "Oh, I thought we were going out." She was like, "I already made plans with her, That's why this is what it is. You can cancel at a moment's notice." I was like, I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. Never mind. Wouldn't be for me, but hey. So ultimately, Abbott lost this weird ass panel that who would have thought that you could score a panel, but whatever, right? At the end of it, there was this guy that came up to Gregory who liked what Gregory said, because Gregory told about, the garden that he does and all that kind of stuff. And the guy liked it, gave him a card, told him to reach out to him, and they'll be in contact about some stuff, right? And that was the end of the episode of Abbott Elementary, you guys. Overall, really good episode. I definitely enjoyed it. It was funny from start to finish, you guys. But let me know what you guys thought about it in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, you guys. Turn on your post notifications and share the video. And until the next time, stay safe out there, you guys. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys